estate, they say it's not about what you know, but who you know. And in this Proximity podcast, we have a no BS approach. We're bringing you industry leaders with real solutions and real actionable items you can implement for your real estate business. Grab a pen and paper and listen in while we get up close and personal with some of the best in the biz.
Welcome back to another episode of the Proximity Podcast. What's up, Jake?
Yo, what's up? I missed the crazy music at the start of this, man.
Oh, I did. You know, I wanted to start this episode off a little bit different. So for those of you tuning in, my name is Nathan Daniel, host of the Proximity Podcast, alongside of awesome co-host, Mr. Jake Dixon.
Thank you, sir.
We're excited. Normally, yeah, absolutely. Normally we start this off with a little funky music. We got the head bob. And I think what we should do, Jake, is find our intro music. I mean, you're in baseball, right? You were in baseball, right? It was always about the walk-up music, right?
Right.
I think we should get some cool walk-up music.
I could see that happening. Yes, you have your walk-up song. I'll have mine, and we can start these episodes with that. That'll get everybody in a good spirit.
Well, so for everybody out there listening to this right now, we would love to know, what would be your walk-up song? I want to know your walk-up song. So comment below, what's your walk-up song if you just had one? So Callan just picked his the other day. He's starting baseball, right? So he's going into coach pitch right now. And I know we're going to jump into this awesome episode, but he did Imagine Dragons Believer. So, I mean, that's an awesome walk-up song. So,
well, let's see if I can segue that. Speaking of being a believer, believing in yourself, having the courage to get on video, and today being all about video marketing and leveraging video and social media and things. We've got an amazing guest. So I know we're getting ready to welcome her here very soon.
Well, let's do it. Let's jump right in. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's
go. So please welcome to the show. We're going to be talking all about video today. Miss Hollie Bendall.
Hey.
I got your name right?
Yes, you did. Thank you for having me.
Yes, we're so excited to have you join us today. And I know we're talking all about video, and let's get straight to it, because I know they're not here to listen to me. They're here to listen to you today. So can you kick this off and tell the audience, tell everybody listening right now, a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, it all started when I was a baby. No, I'm just kidding. But just from a really small town here in Michigan, one of 5 girls. My mom raised us on her own, working 3 jobs. It's just, small farming community, really quiet here. Got married young, because that's what you do when you're from a small town. Thankfully, I actually do. My husband and I really love each other, so it worked out. And went to college, graduated during the recession with a degree in social work. So that was like super not valuable. And then that really catapulted me into a sales career, which did not start with real estate. I started in outside sales in the beauty industry. I worked for a nail polish manufacturer in California for several years. And that job took me all over the US, and I got to travel to the Caribbean and work, and it was just wild. But then when we eventually moved back to Michigan, we decided we wanted to start investing in real estate. And that was actually what started me in my career in real estate, was investing.
Okay. So started off in investing. And now how long have you been in real estate now?
So we've been investing since 2018, so 5 years. And then I am in my 3rd year in real estate sales now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
And Hollie, well, I'll step in here because Hollie is just signed up for our upcoming locker room event, the Breakthrough event in Orlando. Shout out. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But she was questioning oh my gosh, this says it's specifically for agents doing 24 or fewer homes per year. And I've already done that this year. So should I still attend? And it was yeah, for sure. So Hollie, maybe also give us a scope. You mentioned 3 years in the business. Just a quick summary of kind of where you're at production-wise, so the audience knows that what we're talking about today produces results.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I guess if there is any takeaway from this, I would hope it would be that mentorship is so important, mentorship and coaching. And there is no better place to get that than the locker room. So, to be able to be part of this, whether you're part of the agent breakthrough community or you're doing, you're working with the locker room through brokerage, or you're listening to the podcast, it makes a huge difference in sales. Like year one, I started with a company that there was no coaching, there was no mentorship. And year two in real estate sales, I started immediately with the locker room that January. I did a session of track, and I did a session of track again. So I did it twice in 2022. I doubled my sales from 21 to 22. And then this year, 23, I'm on pace to double my sales again, probably landing around, I want to say 50 closed this year in my third year. But yeah, I mean, I attribute that to my amazing coach, my mentor, Corey Shook at my brokerage, and the locker room. Would not have done that without all of you.
Well, while you're busy doubling your business, a lot of people are scratching their head thinking, wow, this is tough. And it is tough. That's real. And Hollie has shown up for the locker room time and time again. She's one of our community leaders that works with the breakthrough community and represents agents all over the place through that. And you may have seen her. She's kind of social media famous as well. She's done videos that we've shared on our social media pages, specifically Facebook and otherwise, using some of the content and demonstrating what you're capable of. So transitioning into a question, how we know how you use it and how it applies for the locker room, but how do you go about utilizing video to help acquire new clients and grow your business?
Yeah. I take the mindset of, I'm just going to record my life as a real estate agent. And so I think about each day when I start out my day, I think, okay, what am I doing today? How can I take this community, my Facebook community, with me on my day? And then I think, okay, well, I'm, feeding my 6-month-old this morning and he's got food all over his face. So maybe that's entertaining. And then I get out the door and I go to a listing appointment. And then I go to a home inspection and it didn't go well. So I'm going to try to capture that, so I'm just trying to make it as transparent and real as possible. And really just go with that mindset of, I'm just going to take people along with me and hopefully they're entertained by it. It's worked out.
Well, I love what you said there, and I'm going to repeat what I think you said. Is you take the mindset of whatever you're living through that day and trying to figure out a way to get it into a conversation about real estate. Is that right? Is that what I heard?
Absolutely.
So not hard, but I'm sure. Do you ever struggle with that? Do you ever struggle with, how do I take my child that's getting sick or whatever it is, and how do I turn that into real estate? Can you give us an example?
Yes, I do struggle with it. And I find as a real estate agent that I struggle with it the most, capturing that video. I struggle with it the most the busier my schedule gets, the more productive I get in real estate. And I caught myself a couple months ago. I ran into an old friend at a coffee shop and he said, hey, I saw you, you were on my feed every time I opened my phone for a while. And now all of a sudden I don't see you these last few weeks. Real estate must be slow.
Ooh.
Oh, and the fact of it is I was like knee deep in deals. Like I was just drowning in like transaction management mode for a minute. And I'm glad he said it to me because like it made me stop and think, okay, you know what? Like I cannot, for so many reasons, allow myself to get caught in that transaction management and not be, creating the social media, which helps to bring me leads. Now I get leads from all sorts of different ways. Social media has been my best source, Facebook specifically, but I do struggle with it.
Yeah, like we all struggle with it. And I love the approach that you're taking with it. And I heard this term the other day, and I think it was one of our growth partners at Locker Room that says, live out loud, right? So it sounds like you're living out loud with some intention. And yeah, we're going to all struggle with it a little bit, but you work to overcome that. And kudos to the client that said, hey, I haven't seen you. It must be slow, when actually you're going, help, right? Right. Okay.
Well, so Hollie, I mean, we've heard that, a picture is worth 1,000 words. I wonder how many a video is worth, for example. It seems to me it's worth a lot to you because you've consistently now doubled your business time and time again. And so something I want to add to what I think I heard there is a while back when I was struggling to come up with content myself and get in front of the camera and not worried about how I look or sound and all that, which is real for a lot of people. That's why what prevents them from doing it in the first place. What helped me though is something that you just hit on. It's living out loud. It's documenting what you're already doing and just multi-purposing that content. Maybe it's real estate related. Maybe it's being a mom. Maybe it's out doing a hobby. Maybe it's showing you just flipped a property. I've seen you do all of these things. And the point there is, tell me if you agree, it's more about documenting versus creating. You're not creating content as much as you're just documenting what you're already doing and sharing it with people. Fair?
That is so fair. And taking that mindset, of just documenting, it makes it so much easier, and it takes off that creative pressure that we all feel. Like you sit down with your paper and your pencil and you're like, okay, I need 20 content ideas today, and nothing's going to come out because none of us are that creative. Or if we're hustling in real estate, we just don't have the time for that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious. I'll step. Sorry, okay. Nathan, we're tripping over each other.
I'll get the next one. Yeah.
Speaking of that, so what is your process? Would you unpack that for people watching or listening this right now? Like, I need a step-by-step, whether you do document content ideas, how you go about filming and editing. Like, what's that process from start to finish, if you could bottle that up?
Yeah. So first thing is that video, it really is important. And I have agents push back on me all the time about that. I'll just post a picture, or I'll just post, I'll just type some words, which are awesome. We should be doing all of that. But like, video gets the best results and helps with your algorithm, and proliferates what you're sending out there. So video is extremely important. And the process for that is I'll start in the morning. I'll think about what my day is going to be, and think, okay, well, how could I make this like semi-entertaining? Okay, I'm doing a home inspection today. That's not really that interesting at all, but I'm going to take people with me and try to make it as visually interesting as possible. So am I in a house that's really gorgeous or has a really interesting piece of character, and I can like highlight that as I'm talking and saying, at the home inspection today, getting another buyer the home of their dreams. Just keeping the camera out in front of you and capturing things that are interesting. Part of my process is to really be paying attention to what the trends are in video social media. So what are the influencers doing with their video? We all follow people on Instagram, on Facebook, who are influencers. What are they doing with their video, while they're holding their camera? Do you guys remember a couple of years ago when the trend was everybody was philosophizing in their cars? Like every single real estate investor, real estate agent, every singer was in their car video recording themselves, and they're talking about life, looking out their car window. Nobody does that anymore, right? Because that trend is over and we've moved on to other things. Now a trend in, video, documentation, influencing. People are walking while they're talking. Have you noticed that? They're walking. They might just be walking to their kitchen to get a bottle of water out of their fridge, but they're doing it while they're talking, capturing content. So that's what I tell anyone I talk to about video, is like, part of my process is to just try to pay attention to what is popular, what's happening. And that's going to help to grab people's attention as well.
So if it's okay, I'm going to go a little bit deeper with that, because I know there's some people out there that like, man, this is something I struggle with, because, I think we all tend to maybe fall in the trap of, I want to find what's trending. So it's a two-part question. How do you find what's trending, what's actually going on? Part two, and avoid getting caught in the scroll trap.
I don't know if I figured out the second one yet. The first one, though, is identify people who have followers. Most of us are on Instagram, we're on Facebook. Follow people in your industry. So real estate agents, real estate investors, follow people who have a large following. I would say that's 10,000 followers or more, and observe what they're doing and get follow many people who are in those fields and have that, that kind of influence platform, and you'll be able to identify trends.
Like
and I've not really figured out a great way to escape the scrolling. I mean,
yeah,
really hard.
Well, I was at an event recently and they were talking about this very subject, and it came up of, again, what should I post? And I've heard you loud and clear about, not needing to necessarily create content, but document a day in the life of, essentially. But still, to drill down on that, I want to share and then ask. What they said was 4 things, what to post. Number 1, share something interesting. You used that word already a couple times, interesting, right? It's got to be interesting. Number 2, teach them something. Whatever it is, teach them something, right? What we do every day, other people don't. What you might take for granted as boring or just repetitious is actually pretty cool to somebody else. So share it, whether it's how to cook a meal or how to open a lockbox. It doesn't matter. Number 3, make them laugh at something. And then number 4, real-time and relevant information. Those 4 buckets, those 4 categories, if you will. So my question to you is, when you see that you shot a video and like, wow, that one got the most likes, comments, that was a home run, and maybe you least expected it because it was just like the most random thing on earth. What's an example or two of a video of yours that's kind of gone like viral within your own sphere of influence?
Oh my goodness. It was really, really dumb. It was a lunch that I made that was really terrible because I was in such a hurry, and it was just me and my daughter at home and trying to do the mom thing while doing the real estate thing. And I made us boiled hot dogs. And I took a picture of it, and it got more likes and comments than any post I've ever done.
And why do you think that is?
Probably because it was real. And I mean, most people can relate to eating boiled hot dogs at some point in their life. And yeah, I mean, there were a lot of laughs and a lot of, oh yeah, I had that last Thursday. So yeah.
that's good. Yeah, you're right. It's all relatable to where who hasn't had a boiled hot dog before?
I know.
Right?
Many of us try to do it,
Yeah.
but sometimes it happens.
It does happen. Well, I love this. I love this topic that we're talking about, marketing and video and how to use it. And I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, but as far as like coming up with content and like getting out of our own heads, there's days that I'm sure you feel like not shooting video, but how do you motivate yourself to get over that and do it?
Well, I don't know about motivation, but I do know when I started as a real estate agent in 2020, I got my license just days before the lockdown. And I lost my job at the same time. I had a big corporate job that I thought was very secure, and I lost it. And so immediately, as soon as the real estate market opened up back here in Michigan, I thought, well, I guess I should probably go make money since I don't have income coming in anymore. And I really had a hunch that if I just got in front of people on social media and took them along with me, that I would be successful. I didn't know for sure. I know nobody in my community that is doing social media the way that I'm doing it, and video, content the way I'm doing it. And, I really had a hunch that it would work. And I had a sales background. So I did all the things, I reached out to my, my network, and I made the sales calls, and I did all of those things. But really, like, that it's like the social media piece and getting out in front of people added that extra layer of credibility. And that motivated me, just not having money, not having a job. And I went back after my first year of real estate, and I tracked it. My first full year of real estate, each post that I made on Facebook made me $1,000. It's just under $1,000. So, and I wasn't posting every day back then. Like that first year, I was not posting every day. And I don't pay for ads. I don't pay for, space on Facebook. I just get the camera in front of my face. I think I am the poster child for keep it simple, stupid. And I don't know anything about technology. I'm not very good at a whole lot of things, but I think if I can do it, anybody can just put the camera in front of their face, be willing to be open and genuine. And, maybe that can motivate people if they think that there is legitimately a dollar amount attached to each post.
I want to ask you about that, because you're on right now your device, right? That's how we're communicating through each other. That's a weapon. I mean, that is your tool that you use there in your business. And along the lines of Nathan's question regarding motivation, I find a lot of people's fear or hesitation is they just get overly analytical. They're like, oh, well, if I'm going to do video, then I have to have my makeup on. I've got to have the microphone. I've got to have a perfect camera, the perfect lighting, all of these things. And I know you live by the mantra in this world of just get started, just start. And you just said, keep it simple, stupid. So can you expand on that? If somebody's listening right now and they're just in that analysis paralysis kind of mode, what would your advice be to them to just get started, just do it anyways, and not need all the fancy equipment and stuff?
Yes. My advice would be to pick up your device, put it in front of your face wherever you are, and your first post or your first video can just be, hey, everyone, it's a really great day out today. How are you all doing? Ask people how they're doing. And that can be your first video. You will actually get comments from that. People will engage. And then they'll be posting and telling their entire life story. Oh, I'm doing great. Actually, I just had surgery, But the point is to just get people to talk and to engage with you. And so that would be my
So to be social on social media.
Be social. Just ask people how they're doing.
Challenge accepted. As soon as this is over, I'm gonna go post that. I'm gonna shoot a video and I'm gonna go do it. So there you go. I'm gonna go do that. I love that. So okay, on that point, how often do you think somebody should be doing video?
I think some people should be doing video every day. One video a day. That can really. I mean, I know that sounds ambitious, but you need to remember, I'll have people say all the time to me, won't I get too much? Won't people think I'm talking about the same thing all the time, or they're just annoyed to see me? And the answer is absolutely no. They will not. Because how often are we all on our phones and we're seeing all our friends and people who own businesses talking all the time, and we're not thinking, man, they're so annoying or whatever. You're not even thinking about it. But the point of posting and doing the video is to stay top of mind. And in order to stay top of mind, you really need to be in front of people as much as possible. So I would say start with video once a day. I have challenged myself, now that I have seen the fruits of this labor, to posting minimal 3 times a day, typically between 3 and 4. And I try to make a majority of those a video, because I see the profit and the actual dollars that are a result of that.
Okay. I have a logistics question, because I know this question is boiling out there in the community right now listening to this. Every time I've ever taught a social media class, or I've been at a social media class, somebody asked this question: where are you posting these? Are they on a personal page? Are they on a business page? Are they both? Instagram, Facebook?
So I will tell you, I do everything wrong, and I do everything against the wisdom. So I don't know that you want me to be telling the community this, because you probably teach different things. But I just post on my personal page. I did, in my first year of real estate, start out with a business page, and I needed to make money. We had no income coming in. So I was like, my community is right here on my personal page, and I'm not getting people to and join my business page fast enough. I'm going to just jump into this on my personal page, and I will deal with the business page later. And so that's where I'm posting, is my personal page on Facebook. I do have an Instagram, and it hasn't grown as fast, but I still post there.
Okay. So, and I'm going to go back, Jake, what you said, social media. right? I think you're living social media every single day, whether it's boiled hot dogs or an interesting topic at a home inspection. And people are following you because you're living you online.
Yes.
I love that.
So I'm going to step in here. Here comes the yeah buts, because somebody out there listening to this is saying yeah but. So yeah but Hollie, look, I'm having a bad hair day. Yeah but Hollie, I don't like how I sound. Yeah but Hollie, you don't understand because my right eye is bigger than my left eye. Yeah but. So what would you say to that person? How could you speak to that? Do people already know what you look like and sound like, or like tell us your perspective on that?
They do. They just so happen to know what you look and sound like, which is why I'm so against using filters on social media for my. I will filter real estate if I'm taking like shots of a property. I will not filter myself because people already know. They can see when they meet me in person. They can see my crow's feet on my eyes or the bags under my eyes. They know these things. So what's the point in trying to hide it? And you know, my right eye is bigger than my left eye too. So just whatever. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. Like, just nobody cares. We all think that people care about us and the way we look and, you know, the way we come across so much, and they don't. They're not even listening half the time. Like, they're thinking about things in their own mind. So I would just say, don't worry about it.
I love that so much. And I guess I'm the old guy in the group as far as being in real estate, because I've been in since 2009. But you just gave everybody out there that latches on to their picture that they've had on their business card for like 10 years. You've just given them permission to say, just throw it out. Just throw out that old thing. It's okay to be yourself and no filter, no filtered content.
Yeah.
Drop the filters.
It's true. Nobody's going to be surprised by you just being you. And, you know, my mantra for this year, for 2023, has been, it doesn't have to be perfect to be profitable. Because, I mean, I felt that so much. You know, I own an Airbnb. My husband and I flip properties. We own rental properties. And we try to do everything we do with excellence, but it is never perfect. And when we finish a project, I get overwhelmed sometimes by the imperfection, you know, but I've had to really just tell myself, like, it doesn't have to be perfect to be profitable. And the profits from these investments, from being in video and putting it on Facebook, they are real profits. Like, that money is real and it's spendable. Just like you said the other day, Jake, it spends at Walmart here, just like it does everywhere else. So the proof is in the pudding.
Oh, I love that. I hope everybody out there wrote that down. It doesn't have to be perfect to be profitable. Like, write that down. Write that down.
Good.
Okay, so I know we're coming up on that 30-minute mark, and I know that's kind of where we like to keep our interviews and stuff, so everybody can get through it and like on 2x during their lunch break or whatever. But I want to keep this going and ask this question: if you're talking to a brand new agent or a broker, a leader right now that hasn't like really done video yet, what would you tell them, and what would you recommend to them to do?
I would recommend getting out their camera, turning it toward themselves, and immediately starting to record. And don't even worry about editing or software or whatever. Just like, you can record a video right from Facebook, right from Instagram. So turn that on and just say, hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. Literally, like, just keep it so simple and start now, because if you tell yourself you're going to do it tomorrow, then you'll find an excuse not to, and your brain will know you're lying, and you'll just keep in this cycle of not doing what you say you're going to do with social media and video. You need to prove yourself that you can do it, even if it looks bad.
Prove to yourself that you can do it and start.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay.
It's good. It's good stuff, Hollie. Really, really good stuff, and very relatable. I mean, a lot of people do struggle with this, and yet, I mean, it's wide open as far as that concerned. You can resist it as long as you want, but the reality is, what we carry around in our hands every single day has some of the best picture and video technology on the planet. You don't need a whole lot. All you need to do is click on the camera app, have the bravery to then click on the record button, and just go. Just let it rip. We all suck really bad when we first start something out. And then the more we do it, it's consistency where that the profit lies in. We start to suck a little bit less. And then the more we do it, we actually kind of get decent or at least more comfortable.
Mhm.
But, you know, the people that are embracing this like you are obviously growing their business. So could you ever imagine a world at this stage where you don't have this embedded into your daily lifestyle regarding the usage of video to connect with your people, and as a result of that connection, find business?
No, absolutely not. This has been, I mean, video has been like the hinge that swings the door for me in this business. Like my business has hinged on taking my community along with me.
That's awesome. It's really great. Well, Nathan, any more questions from you, sir?
I tell you what, I am on fire. I turned my hat around backwards. If y'all aren't watching this, like this was fired me up so much. Hollie, thank you for being on. You've inspired me. Like I said earlier, like if you're listening to this, go take the challenge like I'm about to do. I'm sure Jake's going to do something similar here in a minute too. We're going to go out and post it. Just do it. Get out there, turn the camera around, start shooting video today. And you can be as simple as asking the question of, how are you doing today?
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be perfect to be profitable. That's the quote of the day right there, Hollie.
I love that. Well, Hollie, thank you so much for being on. I'm going to do this, Jake. How can people get in touch with you? Like, if you're looking for a referral agent, come on now. Like Hollie Bendall, how do we get in touch with you?
Yes. You can find me on the Corey Shook website. So my broker's website, you can find me, go right to my profile at coryshook.com. That would be the one of the easiest ways. And also find me on Facebook like all of my clients do.
Talk about finding an influencer. You need to go follow Hollie Bendall. I get tongue-tied there. But go follow Hollie if you want to find the trends and patterns, right? Like,
there's actually a lesson. I don't mean to extend this, but Hollie shared with you earlier a tip of following other social media influencers and the trends and things. So wouldn't that make sense that if Hollie's following them and you're following Hollie, it's just the chain of command, the path of least resistance to somebody that's very real, very relatable, and doing this consistently at a high level while acquiring business as a result.
Love it.
Yes.
Well, Hollie, thank you again so much. Hopefully, everybody out there listening right now, you found value in this. And hopefully we delivered on the proximity promise. We're bringing amazing people to you each and every single episode that we have a guest on. So hopefully you took some nuggets away, and we would love to hear those successes and see some of those videos that you took away from this, because I know it would fill Hollie's bucket and everybody else here, give everybody else some encouragement today. So thank you, Hollie, for being on. And Jake, as always, sir, good to see you.
Been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure. We'll catch everybody on the next episode.
All right.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Proximity Podcast. We hope you'll implement the real solutions and real action items into your real estate business. Be sure and subscribe to get updates on new episodes, and join us on Facebook where industry professionals go to collaborate. Don't forget to hit us with your feedback and likes. We'd love to hear from our raving fans. Until next time.